Now let us begin with Act 2, Scene 1 of Macbeth. In this scene, we see that it is court of Macbeth's castle, and Banquo and his son Fleance, they walk in the torchlit hall of Macbeth's castle, and Fleance says that it is after midnight, and his father Banquo responds that although he is tired, he wishes to stay awake. Why? Because his sleep has lately inspired cursed thoughts, means nightmares. And here Macbeth enters, and Banquo is surprised to see that Macbeth is still awake. Banquo tells Macbeth that King Duncan is asleep, and also mentions that he had a dream about the three wired sisters, means the witches. When Banquo suggests that the witches have revealed some truth to Macbeth, Macbeth claims that he has not thought of them at all since their encounter in the woods. And he and Banquo, they agree to discuss the witches' prophecies at a later time. Now here Banquo and Fleance, they leave, and as soon as they leave and Macbeth is alone, suddenly in the darkened hall, Macbeth has a vision of a dagger floating in the air before him, and its handle is pointing towards his hand, and the dagger is aiming him towards Duncan. Now Macbeth tries to grasp the weapon, means hold the weapon, but he fails, and he wonders whether what he sees is real or a dagger of the mind, means a false creation. Now continuing to gaze upon the dagger, he thinks he sees blood on the blade of the dagger, and then abruptly decides that the vision is just a manifestation of his unease over killing Duncan. And the night around him seems thick with horror and witchcraft. But in the end, we'll see that Macbeth stiffens and resolves to do his bloody act. At the end of the scene, a bell tolls, and it is Lady Macbeth's signal that the chamberlains or the king guards are asleep, and it is time for Macbeth to go to Duncan's chamber and kill him. So let us come to the text. As I told you, it is the court of Macbeth's castle, and we see Banquo and his son Fleance, they are entering with a torch in his hand. And Banquo says, "How goes the night, boy?" Means he's asking his son Fleance, and he replies, "The moon is down." Means what time is it? And he replies that the moon has set. "I have not heard the clock strike." And Banquo says that the moon sets down, moon goes down means sets at 12 o'clock. Fleance just thinks that it is little later, sir. And Banquo gives him the sword. "Hold, take my sword. There is husbandry in heaven." Now Banquo gives Fleance his own sword and says that there is husbandry, means rationing. God has been thrifty in giving starlight. So the night is dark. It means that the night is dark. Their candles are all out. Their candles here, it is used as a metaphor. Their candles means the stars. They are all out and it is dark. take thee that too. Means now you take that, means he is handing over his belt and dagger to his son Fleance, and says, a heavy summons lies like lead upon me. Summons means I am weary, sleepiness, and yet I would not sleep, but I will not sleep, although I am feeling very sleepy, but I will not sleep. Merciful powers. Merciful powers means he is calling the angels of mercy. Restrain in me the cursed thoughts. Restrain in me means help me to control. The cursed means evil thoughts, that nature, that are filling my mind, and gives way to in repose. So whenever I lay down to rest, these evil thoughts are coming in my mind. And now just as they are talking to each other, enter Macbeth and a servant with a torch. And as soon as Banquo hears the noise, asks his son, give me my sword, who is there? Now these lines are perfect example of irony, because we all know that Macbeth is going to kill King Duncan, but Banquo does not know it. If Banquo only knew what was in Macbeth's mind, he would have here slashed Macbeth. And Macbeth replies, a friend. Banquo, what sir, not yet at rest? Now Banquo is surprised that Macbeth is not asleep yet. He is still awake. The king's abed, means Duncan is sleeping in his bed. He had been in unusual pleasure. So now the king is very pleased and sent forth great largesse to your offices. Means King Duncan has sent lots of gifts for your servants. This diamond he greets your wife withal, and he has gifted a beautiful diamond to Lady Macbeth by the name of most kind hostess, for being the most kind hostess, and shut up in measureless content. And now he is assuring his total comfort, means now he is he's also thanking her for the total comfort that she has provided him during his stay in her castle. And Macbeth replies that being unprepared, means we were not prepared for the king's visit. Our will became the servant to defect. So we were not able to entertain Duncan as well as we would have wanted to, which else should free have wrought. And Banquo says, I dreamt last night of the three wired sisters. To you they have showed some truth. So now Banquo tells Macbeth what is worrying him. He is thinking of the three witches, and Macbeth says, think not of them, means I did not get the time to think about them. Yet when we can entreat an hour to serve, but as soon as we have some spare time, we would spend it in some words upon that business. Means both of us can talk about this matter whenever we both are free. If you would grant the time, means if you are willing and you have the time, we can discuss this matter later on. Banquo, at your kindest leisure. Macbeth, if you shall cleave to my consent, means if you approve of my plan, when it shall make honor for you. Then we will discuss the prophecies of the witches, and there will be something in it for you also. Banquo says, so I lose none in seeking to argument it. He says that I will do whatever you say, but still keep French allegiance clear. I will do whatever you say as long as I can do it with clear conscience. I shall be counselled. And Macbeth says, go and rest for the while. And Banquo thanks him and bank there. And Macbeth tells the servant to go bid thy mistress means go and tell Lady Macbeth when my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. So Macbeth sends the servant to tell Lady Macbeth that she may ring a bell and get thee to bed. You go and sleep. Now the servant also exits. And as soon as Macbeth is alone, he sees a dagger hanging in the air. Now this is the dagger scene. He says, "Is this a dagger which I see before me, the handle towards my hand? Come, let me clutch thee." He tries to get hold of the weapon. Thee means you. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Means I can't hold you, I can't touch you, but I can still see you. Art thou not fatal vision? Sensible. Fatal vision means fateful apparition. Sensible to feeling as to sight. Means is it possible to touch you as well as see you? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind? Or he is confused. Or are you nothing more than a creation of my mind? A false creation. False creation means, is this dagger a hallucination? Hallucination मतलब एक तरह का भ्रम होना. Proceeding from the heat oppressed brain. Now he is also conscious that this may be a false creation of the fevered brain, yet in form as palpable as this which now I draw. But I can see you that palpable, as real as the dagger which I am holding in my hand. Now this dagger, he says, thou marshallest me the way that I was going. Marshallest means you are leading me the place which I was already going. I had decided to go. And such an instrument I was to use, and I was planning to use the same weapon. My eyes are made the fools of the other senses. Now either these are not working properly, or it is possible that my eyes are the only organ working. He is so confused. Because I see thee still, and on thy blade and dudgeon gouts of blood. Now he can see drops of blood on the dudgeon means handle of the dagger, which was not so before. There is no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs. So it is the bloody business means the murder that I am about to do, that is making me see all these. Thus to mine eyes, now over the one half world nature seems dead. Now more than half of the world is sleeping, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. And in their sleep, the sleep is deceived by wicked dreams means nightmares. And he says witchcraft celebrates, means the witches are offering sacrifices to their goddess. And what is the name of the goddess? Hecate. Hecate is the goddess of witchcraft. And withered murder alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf. And the premonition of the murder is given by the alarm means the rousing howls, the howling of the wolf, who howls his watch, thus with the stealthy pace. Means the wolf is silently walking. For the murder with Tarquin's ravishing stride. Now this Tarquin was king of Rome, and he was a known murderer. So like Tarquin, he walked silently. Ravishing stride means pace of a ghost, like he's walking like a ghost. Nobody can hear the noise of his foot. Towards his design moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth. Now he's talking to the earth, he's talking to the ground and saying that you are a hard ground. Hear not my steps. Means don't make any noise. Don't echo back the noise of my foot. Let me walk very stealthily. Which way they walk for fear, the very stones prat means prattle. So that I don't want you to make an echo sound and take the present horror from the time. and don't break the silence of the moment which now sits with it. This time is very appropriate for what I am going to do. So whilst I threat, he lives. So the more time I stay here, the king will stay alive while I stay here talking. Words to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. So the more I talk, the more my courage will cool down. And this is a sign from Lady Macbeth that it is time for Macbeth to go and murder King Duncan. And he says, I go and it is done. Means I am going to murder the king. The bell invites me. Means the bell is telling me to do it. And don't listen to it, Duncan. Means this bell is only meant for me. For the king, it is like the knell. Knell means the death bell. And he's confused that summons thee to heaven or to hell. Now he doesn't know whether Duncan will go to heaven or hell after death. And he exits from there.